837. That is how many Arizona children died last year.
But the really gut-wrenching number is 295. That's how many of those kids should be alive tonight. For almost 2 decades, the state has been keeping track of how many Arizonans under the age of 18 have died, and more importantly, how they died. The reason? To identify the biggest threats to our children and do something about it before it's too late. Today, the latest Department of Health Services report is out, showing where we are both succeeding and failing. According to the report, the #1 killer of kids in 2011 involves drugs and alcohol. It's followed closely by medical conditions resulting in premature births. But the most surprising is suicide, which saw a dramatic jump from the previous year. In fact, more kids killed themselves in 2011 than drowned, and bullying played a big role in that. And while that's disturbing in and of itself, the #3 killer of our kids will make you sick. Child abuse. According to the state, it will take all of us to keep our kids alive and safe, but it can be done. Maggie Vespa joins us live with how in tonight's 9 on Your Side Safety Alert.
That's right, Guy. Child safety experts tell them 9 on Your Side it takes a team effort to keep kids from ending up behind these hospital doors or even worse. Case in point, little Zanea Flores. Back in January, paramedics found the body of the 21-month-old girl, bruised, scarred, severely malnourished. Even though she was almost 2 years old, she weighed just 15 pounds. The person responsible, according to police, was her own mother. Holy Mary, Mother of God. Weeks later, at her funeral, loved ones stood by in disbelief.
I've never saw any abuse. I've seen her always being happy.
A regret experts have heard before, but even when the signs are there, they say too many don't take action.
People have been in the past very afraid to report for fear they might be wrong. They didn't, and if they did, they didn't know how.
Heads at the Southern Arizona Children's Advocacy Center add sometimes the signs of child abuse are hard to spot. They say look for consistent bruising, marks, or health issues that go unaddressed by the parent, the child's being withdrawn or overly passive, and wanting to stay at school or other activities longer than normal to avoid going home. In essence, trust your gut.
If you feel, you don't have to know it, if you feel something's going on in your stomach, or you keep thinking about it, call the police, call CPS.
And the best way to report child abuse, as you just saw, is calling the CPS Welfare Abuse Hotline. That number, 1-888-SOS-CHILD. You can also contact your local authorities. Once you do, you can remain anonymous. And most important message, those experts say, is if you're wrong, this is a big misconception, you will not be held responsible. Reporting live at Tucson Medical Center, I'm Maggie Vespa, KGUN 9 on Your Side.
Maggie, what else can a person do if they suspect a child is being abused, but they don't want to go as far as contacting the police?
That's right, Guy. It's a sensitive issue, obviously, and there are mandated reporters in our society. Those are professionals who are required to notify the authorities of suspected abuse, and the most accessible of those are teachers in the child's school. They can look into the situation, maybe they already have, and help you decide the best course of action. But the bottom line, experts say, is don't keep quiet.
Good advice, Maggie. Thank you. As we mentioned, 35% of all of children's deaths last year could have been prevented, and you can play a big part. We've made it easy for you to take action. Just go to our website, KGUN9.com, and on our homepage, go down the right side until you see the News Links button, the one the red arrow is pointing to. Click it, and you'll find everything you need to step up and make this a better place for all of our children.